Hello, I would like to explain to you how to stream directly from an NX80 or Z90, which is the model I have here from Sony, a direct stream into YouTube. For that, in the last update for these cameras, we could use the RTMP or RTMP-S protocols, especially for video and in the second case, secured protocol. What I'm going to need for doing that? Obviously the camera, an access point, and my interface. In this case, I will use the YouTube interface, and you will see that it is quite easy, but there is a part that is annoying because I need to type some passwords and some parameters that YouTube will be offering to me. Also in this case, I have an Atomos Ninja to record the menus that are being outputted from the camera. So I'm going to start recording them, and the steps for doing that are quite simple to understand. First one, I'm going to need to connect my camera to the internet. In this case, I'm going to connect via Wi-Fi to an access point, but I can do that also via cable. I can use the micro USB connector here, use a micro USB to full USB converter, then a full USB to RJ45 from Sony, which is the CBK NA1, and that way we can directly connect via an Ethernet cable to a router. That is much more secure, and of course in those I don't know, environments or circumstances in which there is a lot of electromagnetical noise around me, it is better to use the cabled way, obviously. But in this case, I'm going to connect via Wi-Fi. So this device is generating a network around it, and I need to go into my I need to go into the Wi-Fi set menu and then try to find my network. As you will see, I have already logged into this network, obviously, because that is the one I use. It is the Huawei 2.4G. If this is the first time you do that with that network, you will need to input the whole password in the next step. So I recommend to use very easy to input passwords, because otherwise you will get mad doing that with the camera. So in this case, I'm not going to edit any parameter. You can see in this network set menu that there are many choices for doing several things with the camera. So for instance, I can do a regular UDP streaming. That is something I explained in the FS5 and NX80 video for doing that against a VLC application in a local network. Or I can work with the XD camera platform. You can do many things, upload a file, but what I'm going to do is to use the RTMP or RTMP-S protocols. So you can see that I can select 3 presets or profiles. What I will use in this case, and I'm going to do it from scratch to avoid any suspicion of doing any trick, is to use the preset number 3, but I need to edit before. So you will see that preset number 1 was YouTube A, stands for Alvaro. Preset number 2 was used for the video I have done in Spanish. So what I'm going to edit is the preset number 3. I can simply edit the name. This is something that can be recognizable. So for instance, YT3. Okay, so it's the YouTube profile number 3. This is the resolution that I'm going to output from the camera. If you are in a very noisy environment, it is better and more likely to avoid any failure to use a lower resolution, but in this case I'm going to use the 720, so HD ready streaming. And here in the destination set, I need to input 2 parameters. Those 2 parameters are provided to me from my YouTube account, and that is what I'm going to do. Firstly, let me record my screen via VLC, and this is my YouTube profile. If I go up here in the plus over a little camera, I can see upload a video, stream, sorry, because it's in Spanish, obviously, So if I select the second option, which is create a streaming, you can recycle the parameters from prior transmissions. So for instance, if you are, I don't know, explaining things or giving virtual classes or something like that, you can reuse those parameters. But now what I'm going to do is to create a new transmission. Here you can input the title. The title can be, for instance, 90 tests. Here you can select if it is public, hidden, or private transmission. Public means that the moment you start streaming, anybody can see that stream, that connection. So for instance, all your subscribers to your subscriptors, all the people that are subscribed to your channel may receive a notification if they have accepted that little bell on the subscription. And then the moment you start streaming, they are going to watch you. So that is dangerous, because sometimes in my demos I have done that and suddenly everybody was saying, what is this, or what's this about? So be careful with this, at least in the beginning, because you may be not so familiar to that. Hidden is the recommended one, because that way you can generate a link that you can distribute to those people that want to connect, that you want them to be connected to your transmission. And private is only for you. Also, you can upload a little screenshot or whatever image you want to create, so that people can identify that stream. And also, if it includes contents for children, which is obviously something that is I prefer to do this way. So you can simply create that transmission, and now YouTube is generating the parameters for me. Those parameters appear here. So this RTMP // a dot blah 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 blah, that is what I need to input in the URL choice in the submenu, and this key that I can see this way is something that I need to input in the stream name. So now it is a very boring situation, or a very boring way to input all them. So I will probably do a little time lapse in the final edition. So now both parameters have been inputted, and now I have that profile perfectly, if there is no mistake, configured. So now I go to return. Instead of preset 1, I use the third profile and press execute. This is where I select either to connect via Wi-Fi or cable. I'm going to use Wi-Fi, obviously. Now all those packets are being encapsulated and re-encapsulated, whatever YouTube and the network is doing. And there is a moment in which the camera will invite me to press the thumbnail button in order to start the transmission. In fact, let me take off the cap, the lens cap. It is preparing. You will see that there is a big delay, so something probably like 40 seconds, 1 minute, because there are many steps in the transmission, so it's not as fast as a video conference, but this is pretty solid and you don't need any additional... sorry, because the access point had been into sleep mode, so Wi-Fi set. I think that I don't even need to do the connection again, because now it is awake. So execute via Wi-Fi. Sorry, because as said, the Wi-Fi had gone off due to the lack of connected equipment. Sorry. And now you will see that there is a logo like a STRM in my screen, but there are no bows over it, like saying that there is a proper connection. So if I press the thumbnail button on the side, you may have seen that now those three little bows have gone lit in white color, and there will be a moment in which YouTube says excellent connection, and now I can press the button of direct live stream. So it should allow me to do that. Okay, now press the live stream. It is starting the transmission. Sorry for my English. And now I am simply live, as said, from the camcorder, to which I don't have any other equipment connected to needed for the transmission. So I really hope that this video is useful for you, especially those days in which everybody's at home and everybody's trying to do streamings and training. So thanks for the creativity for doing that. And I really hope that this is useful for you. So thank you very much for watching, and the rest of the videos in this channel may be useful for you also. And sorry for my English. Thank you.